Namaste Bharat, I am Umesh Kumar Jha and you are watching India Live, and I have brought for you some new big news of country. So stay with me till the end of the video and see full report. First news is about those who making hate speeches without waiting for a formal complaint. The Supreme Court directed all states and union territories on Friday to register cases against those who making hate speeches without waiting for a formal complaint. Supreme Court termed such speeches as a serious offence capable of affecting the secular fabric of the country. All states and union territories shall ensure that immediately as and when any speech or any action takes place which attracts offences such as Section 153A, 153B and 295A and 505 of the IPC. Suo motu action will be taken to register cases even if no complaint is forthcoming and proceeds against the offenders in accordance with law. We make it clear that any hesitation to act in accordance with this direction will be viewed as contempt of this court and appropriate action will be taken against the hearing officers. Supreme Court was hearing a plea filed by journalist Sain Abdullah, who had initially sought direction to the Delhi, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand governments to register cases against those delivering hate speeches. Abdullah filed a fresh application on Friday seeking implementation of a Supreme Court's October 2022 order across states and union territories and appointment of nodal officers in every state who will recommend action against those making hate speeches. On October 2022-21 last year, the top court had directed Uttar Pradesh, Delhi and Uttarakhand to crack down hard on those making hate speeches, calling them shocking for a country that is regional natural. Supreme Court said we had laid down a broad framework and now it is up to the authorities to act upon it. We cannot monitor each and every incident. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, appearing for the centre, said no government, whether is the Union of Bharat or any state government, can justify hate speeches. Next news is about Bharat's tough message to SCO on terror border. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh urged the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) member nation on Friday to collectively work towards eliminating terrorism in all its forms and fix accountability on its supporters, in an oblique references to Pakistan. With Chinese Defense Minister Li Shangfu listening, Singh told the SCO conclave of defense ministers that Bharat envisaged a refuse framework of regional cooperation which mutually respected the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all member states by taking care of their legitimate interests. Except for Pakistan, the defense minister of all other member countries attended the meeting in person. Day after Bharat firmly told China that its violation of the border pacts that eroded the entire basis of bilateral ties. China defense minister on Friday, and the situation at the border is generally stable. China said both sides should put the boundary issues in a appropriate position and promote its transition to normalized management. Some reports suggested that Rajnath Singh avoided customary handshake with China's Defense Minister General Li Shangfu ahead of their bilateral talks on Thursday. This is the first visit by General Li following the border transactions in Gulen in mid-2020. Video footage of Singh's bilateral meeting with Tajik, Iranian and Kazakh counterparts showed them exchanging for handshakes with all of them, NI reported. During these bilateral talks with Russia's Defense Minister General Sergei Shoigu, Singh understood strengthening of the Bharat-Russia military partnership, expressing satisfaction over the continued trust and mutual respect in these ties. An Bharatian readout of the meeting said Singh and Shoigu discussed the Russian defense industry's participation in the Make in India initiative in the defense manufacturing sector. Next news is about wrestlers who win round 1. Delhi police will register a first information report FIR against Wrestling Federation of Bharat President Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who been accused of sexual harassment and criminal intimidation, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta told the Supreme Court on Friday. 7 wrestlers, including a minor, have registered complaints of sexual harassment and criminal intimidation against Singh, who is also an MP of the BJP. Bypassing day by day more supporters for Singh. Olympic Neeraj Chopra and Abhinav Bindra, hockey player Rani Prampal, boxer Nikhat Jareen, former international cricketers Kapil Dev and Harbhajan Singh, and former professional tennis player Sania Mirza are among the many athletes and sports stars who have expressed support for the wrestlers who are on a sit-in protest at Delhi's Jantar Mantar since Sunday. The wrestlers led by Vinesh Fogart, Sakshi Malik and Bajrang Punia demand immediate arrest of Singh. Their protest seems to be growing bigger each day. The grapplers maintain that their protest will continue until Singh is sent to jail. Singh has dismissed the allegations as baseless on Friday. He said he will not escape from the probe and will leave no stone untreated to cooperate. On Friday, senior advocate Kapil Sibbal, appearing for the wrestler, claimed the minor was under threat and faced serious apprehension to her life, and so she has been sent out of Delhi. The top court directed the Delhi Police Commissioner to make an assessment of the threat perceptions with regard to the complaints, especially the minor, and provide them security. Next news is about CBI who fails miserably in Jia Khan death case. Actor Jia Khan, who had died by suicide, was a victim of her sentiments for which her then boyfriend Suraj Pancholi cannot be held responsible, said a special CBI court as it acquitted him from the charge of abetting her suicide. The court said the prosecution had miserably failed to prove its cause against Suraj Pancholi, the son of actor Aditya Pancholi and Zarina Wahab. CBI Judge A.S. Sayad told Pancholi, standing in the witness box, due to paucity of evidence, this court holds you not guilty and hence acquitted. Jia, aged 25, a US citizen, was found hanging at her Juhu home in Mumbai on June 3, 2013. Pancholi was accused of abetting her suicide. CBI claimed that it was a case of suicide. Jia's mother, Ravina Khan, alleged that her daughter was killed by Pancholi. The court said Rabia, through her evidence, tried to show that Jia never committed suicide and that she was killed by the accused. However, this is not the case of the prosecution. When the case of the prosecution was of suicide, Rabia kept claiming that it was murder by giving such openly contradictory evidence. The complaints herself destroyed the case of the prosecution. CBI conviction rate is low and pendency of cases high in court. As per a report tabled in Rajya Sabha in December 2022, from 743 CBI cases culminating in conviction in 2012, the numbers slipped in 544 in 2018, 467 in 2019, 169 in 2020 and 202 in 2021. About Jia, Jia made a splash with her debut Nishabd, a remake of Baldemir Nagbo's Lolita, opposite Amitabh Bachchan, and went on to act in just two other films, Amir Khan starred Ghajini and Houseful, where she was one of an insurance case against, along with Akshay Kumar, Deepika Padukone and Ritesh Deshmukh. Next news is about why was Atiq Ahmed paraded. The Supreme Court on Friday questioned the Uttar Pradesh government why gangster turned politician Atiq Ahmed had his brother Ashraf were paraded before the media while being taken to hospital for a medical checkup in police custody in Prayagraj. The top court also asked the government to submit a status report on steps taken as part of investigation into the killing of Atiq and Ashraf, and another report on the encounter that led to the death of Atiq's son Asad in Jhansi. The top court, which was hearing a plea seeking an independent probe into the killing of Ahmed and his brother Ashraf, also asked the UP government how the killers got the knowledge that the two were being taken to hospital. How did they know? We have seen it on TV. Where were they cannot taken to the ambulance right for the page entry gate of the hospital? Why were they paraded? Senior advocate Mukul Rastogi, who appealed for the UP government, told the court that a special investigation team is working on the case and 3-member commission has been set up to monitor the probe. Everyone saw the killing on the television. The killers came in the guise of newspaper photographers. They had passes, were carrying cameras and were even carrying identity cards that were later found to be fake. There was 50 people, there are more people outside. This is how they managed to kill. Let me tell you, Atiq and Ashraf were shot dead by criminals posing as journalists in the middle of a press briefing while being taken for a medical checkup in Prayagraj on April 15. Atiq's son Asad and one of his aides were killed in a police encounter on April 13. That's all for now. We will meet you again with more news. Thank you for being with us till the end and keep watching India Live to stay connected with every news of the country.